How's it going, everyone? Chris here with the next episode of my Battlefield 3 weapon guides. This time round we're going to take a look at the SV98 sniper rifle, which in real life is a Russian sniper rifle, and the name stands for Sniperskaya Vintovka Model 1998. So there we go with my Russian. And like I mentioned, it's a Russian bolt action sniper rifle designed by Vladimir Stronsky. In Battlefield 3, it's the sniper rifle you get after the default weapon in the recon kit, and it's unlocked after you mounted up a score of 13,000 recon score. So let's take a look at some general stats and figures for the SV98. The SV98 is the highest power out of all the sniper rifles, being bolt action. You get to take out your enemies in 2 shots at any range. Some of the semi-automatic sniper rifles you'll need 3 or even 4 shots to kill at long range. The recoil figures don't really matter too much because it's a bolt action sniper rifle. By the time you come to take your next shot after taking out the bolt from the chamber and loading the next round, your recoil will settle back on target anyway. So a pretty low recoil overall, but it doesn't really matter as such. The SV98 has a pretty average magazine size of 10 rounds and 1 in the chamber. Not the lowest capacity weapon, but also not the highest out of the recon class. And finally, being bolt action, the rate of fire is pretty slow. Like we mentioned, you obviously have to remove the bolt to empty the shell from the chamber, then rebolt the next round. So I have to admit, when I first started playing Battlefield 3, knowing that these sniper rifles were 2-shot kill unless you get a headshot, I wasn't really looking forward to playing around with the sniper rifles or the recon kit, and I kind of just left it and didn't even bother touching the recon kit at all. I mostly just played around with the engineer and assault kits. But the great thing about creating these guides is it gives me an incentive to play around with the different weapons, and I'm definitely glad that I put some time into leveling up the recon kit to unlock this weapon. It's definitely a lot of fun. It's probably some of the best fun I've had in Battlefield 3 since getting the game, just taking on that traditional sniper role. I expected with it being a 2-shot kill to kind of be unrealistic and just annoying overall, but it turns out, because of how the game plays and the super large maps, it's actually pretty realistic in that you're forced to kind of find your best sniping position, stay under cover, just like kind of real life sniping tactics. Needing those 2 shots to kill unless you get 1 to the head really makes you take your time with the shots, which all plays into the realism. Obviously a sniper will definitely take the time to line up the shots before opening fire, and it's all about trying to get that 1-shot kill. It's also really good fun with the bullet drop and the projectiles that Battlefield's based on. Obviously having to make use of your mil dots and your different ranges, using those little markings on your scope. It's a nice breath of fresh air and a complete change of pace from Call of Duty quickscoping, which is obviously a lot of fun in itself, but it's just a completely different game, and it's just a completely different way of playing with the sniper rifles, and I think it's just nice to switch between them both. So let's move on and take a look at my recommendations for a configuration of your SV98 in Battlefield 3. First up, out of the optics, you start off with a 7x zoom scope, which is pretty good to get you started. It's not really that good for super long range shots, but it's kind of like a medium range scope. You don't really need to get that many kills with it to unlock the Ballistic Scope, which is what I've listed out here as the best accessory. The Ballistic Scope at 10 kills gives you 12 times magnification, which really is a lot better for those long range shots. It also features a typical duplex style scope reticle, unlike the little chevrons you get in with the default scope. Other options you can unlock are a couple of ACOG style scopes, which can be a lot of fun to use, especially in team deathmatch. It does help you go on more of a run and gun mission, more Call of Duty-esque, although with your quick scoping in finger quotes, you will need to whip out your pistol to get those follow-up shots to take the enemy out. For the primary accessory, you've got the choice of 2 options, the bipod or the straight pull bolt. I expected the bipod to be a lot better than it turned out to be, with the tactics of finding your own little camping spot and setting up position. Obviously with the bipod, when you're laid prone or when you stood against some sort of flat objects, your character will pull out the legs from the bipod and rest the weapon on the ledge, which means that you don't have to hold your breath, it steadies your aim. Although the problem I found that with the bolt action sniper rifle, you obviously have to scope out to then re-chamber the next round or to find your targets, but when the weapon is on the bipod, it can be quite difficult to see where the bad guys are because the weapon's kind of covering up half your screen. So I definitely think if you keep on using the weapon to unlock the straight pull bolt after 60 kills, it's a much better accessory for general gameplay. It just allows you to chamber the next round without scoping out, so we're getting those 2 shots or that second shot to finish the bad guy off at long range is a lot easier. And finally, for the secondary attachment, I've got the option of nothing. Otherwise, we've got the choice of laser sight, tactical light or the suppressor. Although all these options do kind of impair your ability as a sniper. Obviously the laser sight and the tactical light both give away your position, with them being able to see the little light flashing away, which obviously isn't good for a sniper because it's all about staying undercover and being concealed from the naked eye. Otherwise there's the suppressor at 70 kills, which can be useful in some situations, but with the suppressors you lose your long range ability, which isn't too good considering you already need 2 shots to kill. So overall I'd recommend just leaving the secondary slot blank and just running around with your ballistic scope and your straight pull bolt. It'll see you through most situations, whether you're in intense combat in team deathmatch or whether you're camping it out in rush or conquest mode. So I definitely can't wait to keep on leveling up my recon class and get onto the M40A5. I'll definitely be posting a review on that in some time in the future, so stick around for that. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider dropping me a thumbs up or sharing the video with others just to help it along with its view counts and to help my channel with its exposure. Subscribe if you want to stick around for those next weapons in this guide series. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all later.